Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hopefully you guys' day is going well. Josh here, Fitness 253 for all my new subscribers out there. Hey everybody, thanks for smashing that like button, being part of this 253 community. If you didn't know, we are an MTS sponsored athlete bringing real fitness and real results to a YouTube community and fitness industry that could honestly use the help to get away from some of the BS out there. But what are we talking about today? 12-week training programs. And before you click off the video, I'm not trying to sell you one. I haven't created one of my own. If anything, I'm gonna tell you where you can get a free one that is gonna revolutionize your guys' training program. First and foremost, I'm not a big fan of 12-week training programs, specifically because there's two types out there. Bare bones that come with no assistance, no help, and no explanation, or exceedingly expensive ones. Even if you're paying $100 for a 12-week program, usually that comes with very little in the way of support. Maybe an email between hopefully the guy you bought the 12-week program, more than likely his assistant, especially if they're a big IFBB pro or a Mr. Olympia. They're not making you custom workout plans for $100. That's gonna take up to upwards of like maybe $1,000, and even then you're probably not gonna get one-on-one with some huge Mr. Olympia. But that being said, they're good programs if you can find the right one. And Marc Lobliner, the CEO of MTS Nutrition behind me, has spent thousands and thousands of dollars and hours of his own time to create a 12-week training program. All you gotta do is click the link for Tiger Fitness in the description below, and you'll be able to see it right on the main page, as well as I'll have it casting down here about what it goes over. We're gonna cover some of the aspects of it, why I like it, why I think you guys should use it, and how with the 12-week training program, you could see some really good results. So right out the gate, I really like the way Marc has done this. He picked upper-lower split, aka my favorite split of all time, to do the training program off of, but he tweaked it a little bit to make it a little bit more realistic for the general populace. The fact that I get to work out for 2.5, 3 hours a day is just something that is really good that's built into my schedule. I'm really lucky. It's not very typical. It just happens to be that I structure my day and I get this really good allotted time to work out at 5 o'clock in the morning. But for most people, an hour workout is what's realistically feasibly possible. So how he's done this is a 4-day split. It's gonna be an upper, a lower, a regen day, an upper, a lower, and then Sunday being rest. Obviously you can modify that as much as possible and as much as necessary. Bear in mind though, with alteration comes possible complications. So the thing with that is they're not pure upper lowers. They're an upper push and a lower push, and obviously then an upper pull and a lower pull. The regen day that cuts those two in half and gives you a little bit more time to get away from the upper lower. Regens, as Marc will explain in a lot of the videos which are on there, because he has spent tons and tons of hours recording videos and explanation for all this kind of stuff. The regen day is classified as sort of an active rest and recovery day, where you're not just chilling on the couch eating potato chips, you're going back to the gym, you're doing pillar prep, you're foam rolling, you're doing some light cardio, maybe walking on the treadmill for a little bit, biking outside, walking outside, spending times with your kids, stuff like that, getting outside, staying active. Because if you know anything about the gym, being active that day after a really intense training session, it really helps to kind of spread that lactic acid and really get your body moving. It stops the soreness, it stops the fatigue, and it's really a good way to sort of continue that caloric loss whilst not really going through some huge activity day in the gym. So you get a little bit of that recovery, you get some stretching, you get some foam rolling, you get some active recovery, and you kind of get a chance to just sort of slice off a little bit of cardio and a little bit of calories in the process. Now I'm gonna pull up the upper push right here, the picture posted. What I like about this is, although it is an upper and a lower, it's sort of the best of both worlds. I hate push-pull splits. By their own self, they're just not that good. You don't get a lot of targeted muscle control. You don't get the benefits of either one. You can't really expect to hit multiple muscle groups that even are working within themselves and expect to see some really good recovery and growth, because you're constantly just taxing those same muscle groups. So I have not been a big fan of that. That's obviously why I do upper lower split. The nice thing about what Marc has designed within his 12-week program is that it's a upper lower push pull, which is sort of a good way to hybridize the two. Now the reason why I don't do that myself is because I, again, have that availability, that agency to do 2 hours to devote solely to upper lower, and it makes it a lot more viable. But again, most people have 45 minutes to an hour, in which case that hybridizing of the two actually really works pretty well. And the nice thing is he keeps everything between 5 and 6 exercises for that day from a rep range of 8 to 15. What I really like about this is keeping it short and simple and on the same push or pull depending on what category you're on. It keeps things very simple, easy to track. You get good compound growth and a very select number of exercises, and the rep range being 8 to 15, you can really dial that in to be your goal specific. Obviously, if you're going on the 8 side, you're going for a little bit more size, a little bit more strength, whereas on that 15 side of that ratio, you're going for a little bit more of what's called a cutting range, even though it's not a thing. Obviously, I've explained it, the higher rep range you go, the more fuel is required to build that muscle fascia back up, thus more calories have to be burned to make that fuel. So that rep range being at 15 is gonna help you lean out, become a little bit leaner and meaner, and it really gives you a chance to customize per your goal. Now, a huge caveat why I think he went with 5 or 6 exercises is you see a lot of these 12-week programs, they just give you a slew of exercises to do. Some are really core and fundamental, some are a little bit more auxiliary and wonky, for lack of better terms. And the problem with that is if you break away from these core fundamental exercises, these what you could call like old school bodybuilding or even old school fundamental strength exercises, it brings in a little bit more of a chance of getting hurt. Obviously, most people who do 12-week programs are getting back into fitness, trying something new, trying a different style, or basically just trying to break the mold on what they're doing. All of those come with inherent inexperience. And the problem with breaking from these core fundamentals is you can't just go to someone in the gym and be like, hey, can you show me an under grip reverse hand guillotine press? More than likely that person's gonna look at you like you're crazy and tell you to go YouTube it, which is also a good avenue, you know, plug. But that YouTube channel or that YouTube instructional video isn't gonna be there to tell you, hey, your form's degrading, hey, you got too much weight on there. That rep range isn't conducive with that type of exercise and that movement, and then you get hurt. What I like about what Marc did, he kept it short and simple, kept the movements really fundamental, and the ones that actually change you are the ones you could stick with. They're easy to follow, and they change your body dramatically. Things like push-ups, pull-ups, squats. Those big movements tax multiple muscle groups and thus promote the most amount of change, and he really stuck really well to that. And then again, what I like about his is progressive difficulty. Now, if we look at the lower push I have right here on the screen, if we jump all the way over to the right and look at the 9 to 12 and go all the way to the bottom to the ab category, you're doing 3 1-minute planks. Now, a minute doesn't sound that long, but when you're doing planks, matrix happens and time doesn't become reality anymore. But that's very difficult, and to walk into maybe a new routine, maybe out of shape, maybe you never even had set foot in the gym, a minute plank is going to be a little bit scary, really difficult, and it's going to be one of those things where you're like, this is awful, I don't want to do it. So if you jump all the way back to the left, he's going to have cable crunches with 10 to 15 reps be the first thing you do. Difficult but achievable, and what's going to keep that progression going is it's going to get gradually difficult as you get stronger. Now, a lot of times with these 12-week programs, they're either designed for beginners or rookies. They don't really customize and hybridize for the two. So if you go, oh, I'm going balls to the wall, I'm getting Navy SEAL training 507 TAC 15, and you spent 3 days in the gym, that thing is going to wreck you, and you're more than likely not going to adhere to the plan. Whereas if you get little rainbow sherbet plan number 1 and it says, hey, do 5 crunches, and you're an intermediate expert, 5 crunches isn't going to do anything. You just spent your time and maybe money on that, and it's not challenging. Whereas what I really like about Marc's program is, again, that progressive difficulty. As you get stronger, it gets harder, thus challenging you, which procs my favorite slogan of all time: if it doesn't challenge you, it won't change you. And then if we scroll down to the very bottom of the entire plan, past all of the videos, all of the explanation, he actually broke into what is really good stacks of MTS to go with your goals. Now, they had this on the Tiger Fitness website before, but if you haven't taken a look at Tiger Fitness lately, they spend thousands of dollars to make this program and to revamp their website. They went with a brand new platform, brand new rewards program. There is so much on there. I would definitely make a video on that later, but for right now, all you need to know is Tiger Fitness has gotten way better access to a better platform on their website, and they've made stacks that make it easier for you to go, hey, I want this 12-week program, but I kind of want a little bit of an intermediate stack to go with this. boom, you can click that one right there and they will give you the entire intermediate stack that would work well for you. Or you can add up, you can also subtract down, you can customize your own, but they give you a chance to click your 12-week program, click your intermediate stack, and jump right onto it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this perhaps a little bit longer than typical video about Tiger Fitness's 12-week training program customized by Marc Lobliner and his entire staff over at Tiger Fitness. This has the ability to make some serious results happen for you, and best part it is, it's free. Tiger Fitness isn't like some of these other garbage websites that just want your money, they want your time, and they want you to be dependent. Tiger Fitness and MTS, there's a reason why I went with them. There's a reason why I align myself with them. They promote real fitness, real results, real products to get you guys the real experience in fitness. Because if you've ever had a bad experience, you're more likely not to ever come back to it. And they want to spread the gift of health. They want everyone getting to where they want to be, to see the person they want to be in the mirror. And that is why I went with MTS. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, if you have any questions, you want to know more, you want to know what I thought about maybe augmentation or different weights you could bring into any program, either within this 12-week or maybe one you're on right now, I would be happy to give you guys any feedback, questions, comments, concerns in that comment section below. Thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate you taking your time to take a look at this video, but most importantly, take it easy.